So the countdown to this year's World Cup is well and truly on as 32 nations combine to create the greatest sporting spectacular on the bloody planet. But in this video, I'm going to try and answer you one simple question. Can Cameroon win this year's World Cup? That's right, folks, back once again with another World Cup summary video. That's right, where we're going to try and answer one simple question. Can this nation actually go out and win the World Cup out in Qatar? We'll take a look at it, all of it, in a second. Of course, if you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe button, bang it, all things World Cup related, Blabbing Rovers related, world football itself related. We got it all here, boys, under one roof. Of course, the countdown is well and truly on, with the tournament set to kick off in November 2022, of course. But what's going to happen this coming World Cup? We'll take a look at all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, of course. And if you are interested in helping out the channel in another way, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Patreon, and of course there's a Discord in there. So get in amongst it and let's get chatting. So let's take a look at the hopes and dreams of Cameroon then, of course, coming at you as well out in Qatar 2022. Of course, one of the familiar faces of African football, of course. I remember the day in 1990, the Roger Milla, and of course the crazy belief of a nation there. So they are back once again, of course, back as winners of the third round. They qualified on the 29th of March 2022. It's their 8th tournament. They are regular faces for Africa. Their last, that was in 2014. They weren't there in Russia. Of course, it's their first tournament in succession. The best, though, was that 1990 World Cup with Roger Milla and co. I think they were ousted by England in the course the quarter-final stages with, of course, Roberto Song. Rigobert Song is the manager these days. Crazy, with Vincent Akubakaka, the main man. Now, he was on fire in the African Cup of Nations in Cameroon earlier this year. Can he find the back of the net once more time for Cameroon in this tournament later in the year? Of course, let's take a look at the journey then down below, with, of course, coming out on top with their respective group, 15 points out of a possible 18, including your juggernauts in there, Malawi, Mozambique, and Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast have got an absolute insane depth of players there. Probably one of the best squads for Africa in an African Confederation, but they're not there. They didn't make it. They didn't even make it to the next stage. Of course, that is where Cameroon succeeded, and they took on Algeria in a pretty much a straightforward playoff knockout, where they took on Algeria 2-2 on aggregate. It was, but the away goals was enough for Cameroon. They lost the first leg, pulled it back in the second leg. Extra time was enough, and they got through to join Senegal, to join Ghana, to join Morocco and Tunisia as the African representatives in this year's World Cup. So this is, of course, the groups. They are in a group that is there's a toughie, a real toughie. Here's Group G with Brazil, with Switzerland and Serbia, and of course Cameroon will complete the quartet right here, right now. The key match for me, for Cameroon, is a must-not-lose game against Serbia. Now that's match number 2 for Cameroon. They open up their agenda against the Swiss. And you know, honestly, the games between the Swiss and the Serbians are so similar and comparable. But you're allowed one glitch, one shit the bed performance, and I'm giving you that one. Well, Brazil is a game you just forget about it. Don't even look at that one. Don't even look at that one. What you need to do, what Cameroon needs to do, is get results against the Swiss and the Serbians, of course. So for me, in my eyes, you know, every team is playing at least 3 games in this World Cup. For Cameroon, technically they're only playing 2. That third game against Brazil is don't even look at that. Don't even look at that. So Brazil, if Brazil were to play Cameroon 100 times, I realistically think Cameroon would only win maybe about 10 out of those 100 times. It's a tough old order. So you don't want to go into that third game with everything on the line. You've got to pick up a win in your first 2 games, and then go into that final game with a little bit of hope. If you come out of the game against Switzerland or Serbia with 1 or more points, you're giving yourself at least a crack of the whip to qualify out of the end of this one, when you take on Brazil and match day number 3 there on the 2nd of December. So for me, I think the Swiss game is going to be tough. I think it's going to be very, very difficult. Again, all eyes will be on this one. A lot of hopes of both the Swiss and the Cameroons will be riding on that game, and nobody wants to lose that game. It smells like a draw right here, right now. Nobody wants to lose that game. And I think Cameroon can get a draw out of that one, which would then set us up for that all-important second game against Serbia, where And again, on any given day, Cameroon playing Serbia, Cameroon playing Switzerland, the chances of Cameroon winning more than 10 is up there. I think if they played 100 times against Serbia, they'd win about 30 of them. It's more doable, it's more achievable. And again, you know, we saw Cameroon compete very much so in the Africa Cup of Nations. They weren't as good as they hoped to be, but there's a unity there that I think will do very, very well from an Africa point of view in this tournament. But this group is difficult, and again, it's quite a shame for the likes of Ghana, for Tunisia, Morocco, Senegal, and of course Cameroon that there's no third round, there's no third best qualifying to get them into the knockout stages. Because I just at the moment, as of here, I'm seeing it very difficult to see any African nation through to the last 16. Maybe Senegal, I think, have the best chance with that group. I think that group is a little bit weaker than definitely this group for sure. Qatar, the host, that's going to be the main problem there. Ecuador are definitely up for grabs, and then the Dutchlands, who knows what kind of Dutchlands will turn up. But for me, Cameroon here, I've got it all to do, and right now coming out here as the massively unfancied and underdogs. The odds, though, have them at 12-5 to qualify. That's quite long odds, and 201 to go the distance as lifting the trophy at the end of it. But of course, no African nation's done that so far. Can Cameroon do that? Can Cameroon match those quarterfinals? Of course, if they were to somehow get out of this group stage, you never know. You just don't know. We can turn the clock back and look at Croatia. We can look at shining lights of Denmark in 1992, who came in to the Euros as lastminute.com additionals. They didn't even qualify. They were given a spot as Yugoslavia. The shit was going on there. So Cameroon, if they can get out of this, who bloody knows? But Linda, give it to me straight.
Can they win the World Cup?
No, unfortunately they cannot win the World Cup. Why can they not win the World Cup? Because this group is absolutely stacked up against them. There is no easy passage for Cameroon. They can actually get out of this group. They can, but I just don't think they will.
Will they win the World Cup?
So Linda's asked me, can or will they? So unfortunately, it's a double negative for me. Double negative. And unfortunately, Cameroon will crash out in the group stages alongside one of Swiss, one side along of Serbia. One of those two will join them. And again, it is so tight between these three nations. So there you have it, folks. There you bloody have it. A short, sharp take on this nation's chances out in Qatar 2022. What do you expect this country will do in this year's tournament? Do you think they'll get out of the group stages, or do you think they'll go deep, deep, deep into the competition itself? Let me know your opinion down below. And of course, we'll look forward to non-stop coverage right here at Blackburn Overseas. We're going to have, of course, predictions, previews, reviews, reactions, and of course, reactions from real fans themselves, of course. So that's all to look forward to this year out in Qatar 2022. So make sure you smash your subscribe, smash the thumbs up, and smash the little bell, boys and girls, as we look forward to a fantastic winter or at least late 2022 of world football. Let me know your thoughts and opinions again about this nation and of course the tournament itself in the comment section. But until then, guys and girls, I'll see you soon for the next one.